What's up, everybody? It's the one and only Camlish. What's your opinion on that song?
Pretty girl twerk. Una TikTok.
Twerk.
No, but what's your opinion on it?
Una TikTok, una TikTok mini. Baby, una ass, una TikTok mini.
What?
Thank you for the roses.
I love this song.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Who
really,
is that giving us
really-
roses? Shout out to that
DJ
person.
Flanny is giving us roses. Shout out to DJ Flanny. Yeah, we out here. We playing all that KE, man. Shout out to DJ Flanny for all the roses, man. But yeah, man, I feel like that is the song that is going to make him continental.
Novuku was continental.
No, he was national.
No.
No, like you've
Yeah.
never heard him in Joburg doing like you've never had.
Kinda.
Yeah, but not his show. Like this will give him a show in Abuja. Get what I mean? Like this will catapult him to a whole other level, which is amazing, man. I love to see such things. I love to see it. But yeah, welcome to Tubonge on the Black Oat Fire Network, the media of the 21st century. It's the one and only Camlish, and with me is the most beautiful panel and the silver tooth. Starting from the left, the extreme left. I'm due direction.
Migani,
My left.
your left. Your left is that one.
So starting from the extreme left.
Don't tell. Stay starting from Job. North, south. We don't know those.
Una to
shows.
confuse manze.
Starting with Joby.
Yeah.
Yes, what's
Yeah.
up, family? Karibuni sana to another episode of Tubonge, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. And do conversate with us and let us know how you feel about what we shall be discussing.
Yeah.
My name is Joby.
Hello, good people. Karibuni sana to another episode of Tubonge. You know, it's time for talking. Let's talk. My name is Katie. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Tubonge. This is Dimori Tubonge.
Wagwan, beautiful people. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Shout out to the ladies. I don't want to sahau. Today is Wednesday. So, pretty girls to work. Karibuni to Tubonge. Let's have an amazing time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I see the topic today is King Charles. The king. you know when we read books as kids and you'd hear king, whoever is somebody, like you'd figure it's somebody who's really good looking with, but nah, that might, okay, anyway. Yeah, King Charles will be visiting Kenya till 31st with his queen Camilla. I mean, if
Till or from?
from
From Tuesday,
From 31st
31st.
October
Yes.
to 3rd November.
to 3rd November.
Yes.
Too long. Wangepitia kunywa maji wakienda.
That's 4 days.
Too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. We might be colonized by the end of the 4 days. You know, when you have puppets, the puppeteers are coming in.
Amekuja na El Nino.
Ndio kwa hapa ndege.
Yako nayo.
Ama ni mkojo wako. Anyway. Yeah, but kunywa tu mocha. El Nino is right there. Yeah. But yeah, we are waiting for the king and queen. What is your opinion on that? Do you
Sina maoni kwa sasa hivi.
Hautakatsi?
Sitakatsi. I'm waiting to see what they are bringing. You know, they always come with something new every time.
Yeah.
We had Bill Gates coming. We were given a free pharmaceutical funding. And also we had, which was this other one that came, and we sold our morals and dignity. We allowed the LGBTQ community to invest in the 254. So we are waiting to see what new they are bringing this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are curious to see what they'll have for us. So the story goes that they'll be visiting from Tuesday 31st October to 3rd November. The UK government has said that the visit is at the invitation of the President, William Samoei Ruto, and the two leaders will be meeting Kenyan entrepreneurs. They will also host a reception of young people and hold discussions on development, trade, media, creative arts, and environmental conservation.
Environmental.
Now,
I told
our media. Media.
Our media is an agenda. You know how crazy that is?
Yeah, we are not safe.
So are we about to see the new CNN emerge out of Kenya?
Of course.
Because they created the original propaganda machine that is the BBC. You know.
Yes.
So what do you think? Do we should we be worried for our media?
You know, the media has always been doing that. It has always been controlled. So it's nothing new. But now maybe there's a new agenda to make sure that now it is the new Kenyan BBC. Yeah.
Okay, Joby, what do you think? Should we be worried about the Kenyan media?
What do you mean worried? We've always been worried.
No,
It's always been a worry.
Yeah.
Like we've not been reporting our information, so
Our truth.
it's always been a red flag.
Man, now imagine if
So I'm not surprised.
they inject some King Charles in there.
Yeah,
Be worried.
you know it's up.
And you shouldn't be worried at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
We are not.
What worse can they do? The media has always been
Control.
controlled. We call it brown envelope journalism. You know, they
course.
report what
They're not paid.
They are paid to report.
And also they kill other stories once the brown envelope exchanges
But
hands.
again, you shouldn't be so worried because the landscape is changing and not a lot of people. For example, even if you are to ask in this panel, the last time any one of us watched news in legacy media, kafungulia news the Citizen.
But they exist still.
You see, so it won't affect much, but of course, majority of Kenyans still depend on legacy media. Yeah, majority of Kenyans still do, but for the few who are a little bit, let me use enlightened, even though they are not really enlightened because they voted for Ruto, for the few that at least can see, they don't really follow the legacy media, but they look for information for themselves on the social media and other free medias. So I don't know if we should be worried because the damage was already done a long time ago.
Okay. Shmani.
Yeah.
Environmental conservation.
I
one.
know. I told you anakuja na El Nino. Literally. Because I've been in these streets and kila mtu anasema hii El Nino ikuje.
El Nino ilikuwa jua.
El Nino ilikuwa hadi dere watao walikuwa wananiuliza wamati. Unajua El Nino haikuje.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Before we continue. You're a big fan of our president. You know, you have your countersuit on today.
I mean, we're conserving the environment.
Eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly, I do.
Less fabric the better.
Exactly. I'm trying to embrace it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But now, when you look at invitation of the president, I mean, invitation.
Bye.
Why?
Uchia shai kufungulia kwa kwambia
Mbona
welcome.
unawa invite? For what reason? I mean, what is it that is what are you trying to pay for? Unajua, or what are you coming to discuss?
Yeah.
Because Sijaona, since he was actually since he was actually elected, not president, King Charles, right?
Inaugurated.
Yeah, inaugurated. This is his first visit in Africa. Yeah, and I'm wondering exactly why is the reason of him coming now? Is it that we are talking about now the environment? It's actually really questionable so much, if you do understand. And the more I tend to disagree with you, because Peter to Nairobi. Pita tu Nairobi kidogo, not even kidogo, just pita Nairobi uone watu wenye wanakaba do kuona news. Unajua, like a lot of people still depend.
Archives.
No, pita Nairobi.
Yeah. I like how you think.
No, I'm wondering ni wapi wanakaa.
Pita tu Nairobi.
In the streets. There's place people watch news.
Huh?
If they can watch football, why not?
So what Shmani is saying is, once you're just outside Nairobi,
Peter to Nairobi, how many people? I didn't want to name Limuru, they would kill me. You know?
Me, I'm like, people go.
I didn't want to start from Limuru. I didn't want to.
I know that. I know what she's saying. Watu wanaenda mali wanakaa ku watch news.
Yeah.
If you want to know how
I mean, people still go and watch news.
Really, Daniela screen go archives. That's why I watch news.
Wow. Yeah, so I do imagine.
It's okay. We don't blame you.
I do agree with the fact that a lot of people still depend on news, and, and most of the people, most of people still don't have the knowledge. So
the shit has started happening, but it's not yet.
So what people do, what wanaamini, King Charles anakam,
The king is here.
Exactly. I'm visit Kenya the first. what is
Mungu
happening, unajua Ruto
Wow.
anafanya kazi hadi King Charles amekuja.
Unajua
Some
mama
stuff
yake
like that.
mama yake became a queen in Kenya.
Yeah.
And his first visit
Yeah.
is where?
And now,
And if
and
you
now
want to know how we
religious
don't have
leaders will
we
start
don't
saying
have
ni Mungu tu.
if you want to know how we don't have media in Kenya,
Uh-huh.
I remember when they found Uhuru with the offshore accounts.
Yeah.
I remember Citizen did I'll mention them. Citizen did an episode
Uh-huh.
on importance of having offshore accounts. Like that was
Wow.
the news they brought.
Okay.
Importance of having an offshore
Look.
account. It is cheaper.
Mm.
There's no taxation. So Kenyans were like, oh, kumbe Uhuru si mbaya. Hata unaweza weka pesa majuu. and then it's all dramas and theatricals. For example, today Gideon Moi has sued his company Standard Group for defamation.
His company.
Yeah.
Yes, the Standard,
Amewasue, alimdefame.
the Standard
So,
Group is
if-
owned by
If
the...
the court decides that alipwe damages atajilipa.
Toa pesa from your right pocket, put it in your left pocket, and pretend that it was never yours.
It's never a dull moment in Kenya.
Look, and you ask how people do wash, yeah?
You didn't see the one that was who is this that I was telling you that is a she has gone to court and filed a case against a company that went and took a water bottle that has the same shape of her water companies.
Well, it depends. You can actually do that. Brand infringement. But it depends with how good your lawyers are and how much you're suing for. Because you might just sue for like 5 million and then your lawyer fees are 6.5. At the end of it. But yeah, Shmani said something very true. Ukisikiza tu inaitangwa Jambo Radio. Tuona venye Western iko Jambo Radio. They over there. Niko hapa. Mumias.
But I
kwa
guess
shamba.
that translates to the standards of living of the people who listen, For a radio it's free. If you buy it once, you'll only be needing to buy batteries. For the TV the same, you just need to invest in a 6,000 TV set, aerial, ya 700. You are done for life. So for people who can afford, for those people they don't even know something like Showmax exists, ama Netflix,
What?
Netflix yao ni kumkumbagi and some funny Maria.
Ati nini?
That's some program that Kikuyus watch.
Inaitwa?
Kumkumbagia.
Some Indians that speak Kikuyu.
What?
Yeah, so na Maria and
Wait. So is that a section of Kikuyu
No.
that look Indian?
yeah, so
No.
for people who can afford Wi-Fi, data, those are the people who don't watch news.
Okay.
We can get news from our own sources. We watch Netflix, Showmax, we watch YouTube.
But so
But as
basically,
Shmani was saying, if you get out of Nairobi, most people cannot afford that. And even if they can, unatoa pi Wi-Fi,
let's say major
Wi-Fi
towns.
quarantine.
Let's say major towns. Okay? Don't say Nairobi one.
Tulienda Murang'a.
LD is a real place, right?
No, even Nakuru bado ana watch news. I'm
Yeah,
not
tulienda
lying to
Murang'a
you.
tukaulizia Uber
Murang'a
wakacheka.
hakuna Uber.
Uber? Panda nduthi bro.
Ati
Hakuna.
pale hivyo, Simurana is just here.
Yeah, there is no.
What about Bolt? Shout out to
There's
Bolt, by the way.
none. Like there's
Panda nduthi.
no. There's no.
Ambia
Hakuna Uber, hakuna Bolt, hakuna any.
Farasi
Labda farasi hatukuona tu.
over there. Riding, but anyway, yeah, shout out to the king and queen for bringing conservative reigns to us during these hot times,
El Nino times.
El Nino times. They have stored these.
Java imeiba hadi El Nino.
Hey, check. Karibu wa brand jua na ya UDA.
Why would you wait for El Nino? Like, do you check the damages? Sili mbona watu wanauliza iko wapi El Nino?
Because we tulitenga 11 billion to cater for it.
El
We need
Nino.
to see it.
know,
The 11
11
billion
billion?
have gone into people's pockets.
Are you looking at the damages? Do you know the fact that these people can control climate and the fact that they can cause floods? Are you looking at the damages people are going to go through? Of
Can
course.
Kenya do that?
They promised us.
Is
Can Kenya do
Kenya,
that?
can Kenya be able to control weather?
Not Kenya.
So
It's
let me
not
tell you
Kenya
something.
that is
I
always
feel
controlling.
like
Hata stima.
It's in the
Sio
sky.
Kenya tuna control.
it is not us to control
Yeah.
our own
Yeah.
weather. We are but
It's them.
victims, okay,
It will
of
affect
natural
us.
disaster. Ask Libya.
Ask Morocco.
Ask Morocco.
Madagascar.
So my worry is,
Imagine tu natoka
my
hapa and then you
worry
wash
is, my worry is the money. Maybe there was no El Nino at all. They just wanted, it was a business, you know. El Nino isipokuja watasema ni
They wanted
watasema ni mambo
funding.
nani kuna watasema waliomba haikukam, but the money is already gone.
And then the next day the government will host Pastor Ezekiel for talks.
But I don't think, because there's something I've learned when they say it's called the cause of effect. When they put words outside there, and when we shall be affected, it might not be now, because you're expecting it to be now, but it's a kuja. What if that is what is happening? Because it's outside there, but is it called like, so since there's a lot of heat to call like, maybe it was not meant to happen, then they shall hit us when we least expect it.
Of course. Jovi, if you're going to be mad, okay,
You know?
ukienda kuibiwa.
These people are way ahead calculated than us, like wakombele sana ahead of time.
See, that's why they're coming on 30th too.
Crazy, man.
Kuja angalia kama puppet anafanya kazi.
Short term rains. Hizi ndio zilikuwa zinaitwa short rains. Short and intense.
Tutaekewa maji for SB hapa.
Mmenunuliwa boats, mna complain.
But I'm waiting to see. You
Yeah.
know,
Let's wait and see if the King Charles will walk on the streets.
Asi
of
tulinunuliwa
thank you. That is what I was going to say. Literally, our president had to walk.
To beat traffic.
To
Say
beat
the-
traffic.
say
Beat
the same time, the right
traffic,
time.
He was beating traffic
Yeah.
by jogging to a
Did
meeting.
you see the Nairobi county government bought motorboats?
Inflatable.
Yes, motorboats.
za Super Metro
Manze.
napanga line.
Kwanza saa hizi ziko route ya JJ.
Imagine nikitoka sherehe.
Unatoka 1824 kwa boat. Kijana.
Paris. Kwa kaboti yako. But anyway.
Literally utakuwa unasema niko maji.
Niko maji.
Man.
Physically.
Yeah. Bwana.
Internally.
Hey, na unaweza anguka kwa maji. By the way, unafaa ujishikilie. Man, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, cause and effect. Cause and effect. You're going, if you're about to be mad, huyo mwizi hata ikuambia ationa kama kuibia.
Yeah, I believe
It's a
that's
surprise.
cause of effect, yeah.
You know. But yeah, we are waiting to see royalty because we disowned our own royal bloods in Kenya and put puppets and call them royalty. That's why they're getting foreign office affairs, foreign office. Inaitwa nini? Office of Foreign Affairs. Bwana. Unatoa mtu anafanya kazi, unapeleka msi alifungulia bibi yake Office of the First Lady Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Oh damn. Only in Kenya. Only.
The office of the
Title,
first
it's almost
daughter.
a first daughter. I'm like, what? Okay. But anyway, we
The
shout out to
prime
the
wife.
royalty. The praying wife who's
The
in
prime
Bujumbura.
wife.
The prime wife. Wako Bujumbura wanaombea huko. And yesterday we were talking about utamaduni. Do you feel like culture exists in Kenya ama ni culture tu ya kuona royalty na kunyeshewa na El Nino?
Personally, I feel
does.
like it does. The people still practice. When we talk about culture, for example, when we look at our cultures and you know, stuff like, I'm not talking about national, I'm talking about tribal cultures, you know.
Okay,
Each and every tribe has their own cultures, and some people still practice that. For example, the one for the Maasai, if you want to be
Man.
is it a
Moran?
Moran?
Warrior.
Yeah, you have to get a lion, you know.
Come on, that is outdated. Actually, come to get a line. No,
Yes,
come.
yesterday
That's a
we met a
lie.
Maasai. Yes, and he's a Moran, and it still
He
works.
got a lion.
Yes, you go and hunt.
You go and hunt. You're left
And
alone
alone.
in the
A
forest.
small lion though.
No.
A lion
No,
is a lion.
whichever
Moran
lion.
lion.
Yeah.
Moran lion.
You get a lion, and they still practice it. You know, there are some
Then
cultures
a lion
that
kadogo have.
are there are some that are still absurd, like eating your firstborn.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By who?
I think it's Maragoli.
I used to hear that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Pull up.
I used to.
Pull up.
Yeah.
That is cannibalism. Bro.
Yeah. They practice that. So I don't know.
So Waluya wanakulanga watu.
I used to hear that.
Si Waluya.
Si they are from Coastal.
Maragori, they are.
The Luyas.
Luyas.
I'm talking
Luya.
about they're from Coastarian
Nikienda
region.
huko.
I don't know which one
Somewhere
specifically,
from
but
coast.
they eat their firstborns. I don't know what that helps. or
Hawana
what-
chakula.
Sielewi
Si
mbona
chakula
nakula mtoi.
wana.
Mbegu chafu.
Wanakulanga na
I don't know.
ya firstborn.
Kwa bahati mbaya.
Guy,
Unajua stuff
na
like
bado
that.
watazaa kuingia.
And
Wewe ni firstborn.
no, me I'm the midborn. Si hatujalishwi. We are very safe. If
True.
they the first last
You
Firstborn.
would have been eaten.
Mimi, I'm not Luya, bro.
No, as in
You're
have you been
lucky.
born
But
with
we
those
didn't say
firstborn
the Luyas.
eaters.
Let's not be specific.
No,
It's
see
some
Waluya.
tribe, yeah.
But there's a certain
Sub-tribe of.
Yeah.
people in Coastal who eat their firstborns. bro. So, Joby, are you the firstborn in your family?
Yeah.
Kitoweo.
Yeah, and
I'm
also
special.
and also I love there are some cultures like we really appreciate. For example, African dressing culture, and people still actually dress like that. That is something I really
Where?
I mean, go to traditional dancers. Kuna wenye wanaitwa
And the performers.
no, they literally walk like that all day, every day. They have those things in the village, like for real.
What
They
you
still
call?
dress. Really?
Me, I want to go there see them.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
We have in South Africa where they walk with their teeth out.
Oh, yeah,
Good culture.
Good culture.
Good
Good
culture.
culture.
that.
Good
I
culture.
Good
thought-
women.
I
Yeah,
thought
very
so.
amazing women.
Amazing.
Now that is a
Until
place I
you
can
find
move to.
yours.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's a good woman.
Good woman.
But it's a culture, you want
Now
to
imagine
weird.
if she
It's the
runs.
hashtag we were talking
You
about
won't
yesterday.
feel weird.
Hashtag.
If she runs,
I
you
can't
know,
get
you
married
know
to such a culture.
what? She likes South
You are in
African
that
boys.
culture.
You're in that culture.
You can't- you were
Imagine
born
if
there.
you were born there.
If I'm born, but
Yeah.
it's not me like getting married. Then I have to be like
You
that.
know,
No, if you're born there, if you're a woman before you're married, you walk with your teeth out. Once you're married, I think it's when
You
that's
cover.
when they, yeah,
Petition
that's
to
how,
introduce that in Kenya.
Oh.
yes, I support it.
And venye
We
zinaanguka
have the
kama
Himba
mlingoti.
culture. Do you know the Himba people?
What do the Himba people do?
The Himba people does this. So, let's say you're visiting somebody in the Himba community.
Yes.
So you will be given the wife of that house, the daughter of that house. You sleep with them for the night.
Where do
Even
they stay?
Masai.
Vitu zingine unapeana na coordinates.
Wala,
Zingine.
pin location.
Let me-
I saw when you talk about my Masai, I saw a story where this lady, you know Masai is their culture,
They are
right?
in Namibia.
Ukipata mkuki imewekwa nje ya nyumba,
Unalabwa mgeni kwanza, ulali
ah,
kwako.
ukipata tu mkuki nje ya nyumba, unaacha mwanaume mwenye ako ndani amalize kazi yake, and then once he's done, he will leave, and then you can reclaim your wife now.
Yeah.
So this
It's
woman,
Masai.
yeah, it's Masai. This woman rejected that culture. Some still practice it, Bona.
Yeah.
So a friend of her husband's
Yeah.
came and put his mkuki outside the house. She was like, "No, you're not sharing me."
Yeah.
She refused. But it was so. I think it was yesterday that story was out there.
Yeah.
It's not something. Yesterday.
It still happens.
It
Yeah, I'm
still
telling you.
happens.
It even Luo still marry like wife
Inheritance,
inheritance. Yeah,
yeah.
it still happens. So it's something that still continues. Like for example,
People
if I'm
to
your
avoid
brother,
in your life.
and then I
Wajaka
die-
or Masai.
Kwa Himba.
Wait, no, Himbas are good.
Yeah.
Look, because I'm always the visitor. You know,
Somebody someday will knock at your door.
I am not Himba. Okay, I will always be visiting Namibia from now on. It is number 1 on my bucket list. Alafu naenda kwa Google Maps na pin location ya Himba community. Show up at your door. I am your guest for the night. Give me your wife. Alafu upate ni bibi mzee.
But yeah, in Kenya, culture still exists
Yeah.
a lot, especially if you leave Nairobi for a minute.
Mhm.
For example, you look at the Luyas, they still have bullfighting. And they
Amazing.
cherish that, you know. You look at the Kalenjins and their circumcision ceremony, they still do it in the forest without any doctor, you know.
The Mursi.
If you look,
You know,
so culture
have you
still
ever-
does exist.
Have you ever witnessed such a ceremony? About,
They wouldn't let you witness.
well, you know, I'm a honorary, anyway. So, it's I'm keep somebody. So it happens like at around 4:30 in the morning, and what they do is, so in Rift Valley there is still natural rivers, believe it or not, okay? So, and very clean by the way. So unapita ndani ya maji, and then see the necessary equipment is numb from the coldness of the water. And then they always do it during the really cold months. Okay? So ni shwa alafu inaenda there's no anesthesia. That is your painkiller by the way.
The water.
The water. That is your
Unarudi
painkiller.
kwa maji.
No. Unaingia kwa maji ukiendanga pale hivyo kuchinjwa. So they cut, and then they don't cut the whole. There's a whole process where a knot is tied somewhere, blah blah blah. And then after that, the process, okay, is the only medication you get is food. And then they are taught about herbal medicines while they're in the forest.
Good
But
culture, that.
Si
Yeah.
kama vijana wa huko graba scene.
but so wanga wanapigwa
Yeah.
wakule, like in the morning utaletewa about 8 liters za uji,
Yeah.
okay, and they eat like every 2 hours. Yup. And every time unaletewa chakula in excess, every time the food is in excess, so you're supposed to eat, get fat, make your body strong. When they leave msitu ni majitu, they're usually so huge, and it's a celebration and your mother can't send you anymore.
But you know some cultures are not safe.
Why?
How is that not safe?
How is that not
For
safe?
example, if there is no medical assistance, sometimes maybe umekatwa vibaya.
No. Mwenye anakukata anajua chenye
They
anafanya.
are traditional
Medical
men.
assistance does not have to be Western.
Western,
You
yes.
have to be.
They are using
Antibiotics.
herbal means.
Yeah.
Unawekewa pale mursik, unaletewa mursik lita 10. Ukataa kumaliza na chapo. But then I had, for the Iluyas, you know how they determine if you can be circumcised?
They have to determine.
Yes.
Na unashika bonds.
No. So what they do is they get about 5 kilos of mud, okay? And then they throw it at you and just ufai kukinga. So if it hits you na wanguke, you're not ready.
Really?
Yeah. So
Na watu bado wangekuwa boys.
one. That's have you never noticed Luya men are always
I don't know.
Jay,
No. we
short
don't
and
know.
very
Ah,
strong.
No, we don't know about that.
and then they parade you. They,
Mulaamua.
si amesema bibi anatapika sana asubuhi.
Bestie.
But yeah, and then they parade the what are they called? They parade the person to be circumcised in front of the whole community, which is something that is very unique in African culture. Mostly, what happens is women were never allowed men who are about to be circumcised.
I think it's all in all cultures because
No,
I've seen
the Luyas, mama yako, auntie yako, everybody's there.
In the Agikoyo culture, I've seen the only time women gets to see you is now after the whole process imeisha, after umepona kabisa. That's when they come, they see you. Inaitangwa kukula njogo. Yeah, they come, they eat njogo, they drink tea, they enjoy, they shower you with the money.
Yeah, that is the modern culture. The other one, the njogo, was a very different thing. Ilikuwa unaletewa bibi.
For real? What did you want?
Don't have enough information for that.
I don't
No,
think
that is actually for most Bantu cultures, that is when men could get their first wife after circumcision. So after that, you'd be required to go look for a bride. Uanzishe familia.
At what age? I think at that time age was not determining when to get circumcised then.
Girls used to get married at 12. So that, and then back in the day, FGM was a thing.
But not in all cultures. For example, we did not have 30 in our culture.
Yes. But a
It
lot
was
of African cultures.
in a few cultures.
No, not in a few. Across Africa, it was in a lot of cultures, especially the Cushitic people.
Yeah.
No,
It's the Cushitic and Semitic. Not even
nilisikia kwanza kuna wenye uko sijui ni wanini wanashonanga hiyo kitu.
The Somali.
Yeah, unaachiwa tu ya kojoa peke yake.
Yeah, and that is something. Yeah, that happened in Somali. The Somali used to do that. Like they would, I can't even explain it,
That's
man. It's
very
painful for me to
bad.
explain. And then when you are giving birth, it's when they are going to.
no,
cut.
don't talk about that.
Mhm.
We have to talk about it because it happens to our people.
But which is culture.
That is not
It used to happen to the Somali.
That is archaic
Yeah, and I
traditions
think culture, but still.
that we need to get rid of. No,
That we need to have gotten rid of a long time ago.
A long time ago. So as we go from our traditional culture to our new culture, that is Christianity, the boy, the myth, the greatest, Andrew Kibe, Katie React,
I'm happy of what he said though.
has
About
slammed
that thing.
has slammed preachers who attach God's protection on amount of money given to them. I'd rather worship the devil, he says. So the story goes that kama mtoi wangu ana dedi juu sijatoa $50, wacha adedi. So that was his remark. James Nganga, see,
Pastor Nganga.
man, this man is amazing though. Look. Sorry, Kwame. It
Ati
takes
sema.
courage
And shamelessness,
and shamelessness.
which he possesses. And you have to give it to him for that. The shamelessness. You know?
Ati unanipatia 500 niobe mtoto wako, boma yako. Mie pelekea wagaga wa Nairobi.
Ama watu wa Ndudi.
Alisema hiyo pelekea
And
wagaga wa
everything in Nairobi
Nairobi.
is actually business. I came to learn that, for example, the other day we were talking about, Katie was the one showing us that video of watu walirudi na manyuki huko. Mimi walikuwa influencers.
What?
Wamelipwa ni actors, wako
The
kazi mba.
actors, you
ati
don't know
mganga.
how you can biz.
See,
Yeah,
the
but
queen.
I saw it. I saw
Yeah.
it.
All you have to do is
Is
put
the-
the queen
the
right
queen
here,
here,
and
and-
they will all
Yeah,
Na zita
so
kudunga.
No.
asiwezi kudunga.
Bas influencers, mkiona hivyo mnapigia mganga.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ah,
It's
you know,
just
I'd just disturb them. I wish somebody had gone like on their faces to see what happens. You know, because once you disturb them, they have to protect the queen.
No, wait. This all is an act.
yeah,
Yes.
it's an act.
It is.
Those are
You
Besha.
know, bees
Okay,
bees
so
are
when
very
the
friendly
police
creature.
station, what was it?
It is just an act. Unajua ni watu wanatafuta
Nje.
kazi. Those people are looking for jobs.
Mganga ndio
Ati
anatafuta kazi,
mganga
analipa influencers.
si ndio mganga anatafuta kazi. So they have to like mzunguke muone venye mganga amefanya kazi.
So Joby, there was an audition, kulikuwa na announcement. We are hiring beekeepers.
What?
Job
By the way,
interview. Can you
What?
handle bees? Yeah. You're hired.
bees are very friendly creatures. Yes, you just have to know how to go about for real.
Utafikiaje queen kwanza in the first place? Kama
Have you
hujauliwa?
ever been stung by a bee?
Bee.
Never, and they have always come to our house. I'm
Bees are
always
not
the
friendly.
one
They are not.
removing.
They are never.
They
Bees are
are.
assholes.
You,
Bees.
no, you just don't know how to go around them. Ufai kwenda ati hapo hivyo unafanya hivi kierere.
Unajua ndo ufikie queen zimekufanyia nini?
Azi uongo.
Okay.
Uongo. Mimi najua hadi mtu anafuga nyuki na endangi na kitu avangi shit.
Huyo sasa ni mganga huyo.
Si mganga. Hadi mimi najua.
Kumbe anafunza hao wengine.
Huyo ndo anafunza hao wengine.
Bees zilikuwa zinakujanga kwetu all the time na naweza kuzitoa.
Me have been stung by bee and they're not friendly.
They're not friendly. Look, let me tell you a story.
Hizi
Hizi
ni
unaendanga
Gen Z.
kuziprovoke.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
You guys, you know the problem with you.
Gen
You
Z
just
bees.
go to provoke
No,
them.
I have
You
a friend
don't-
of mine who lost his dad to bees. Yeah, his name is Salim. Shout out to Salim, man. Okay, and they were farming, right? and alikuwa kwa tractor.
What could have been?
You know.
Oh my God. That's a bad joke.
What? Man.
Sorry, may the father rest in peace.
So bees are not friendly kids.
So accidentally they come across a natural. So if bees don't get like a hive, they'll create and ndani ya shimo, ndani ya mti. There are trees that are sometimes hollow in a way. So they come across this and they decide what we'll do is we'll spray them with doom. Okay. It was so dumb. Okay. And then they go ahead and they do that. And then he's the one who does it. They stung him to death. He literally died.
Now you see,
I
you
hear
provoked
there's
them.
some allergic
Yeah.
reaction.
Doom.
Yeah. Yeah. And doom. Yaki akapigwa boom. So, but
Shwani, what was your beef with bees?
He just stung me. I was in school.
zikakuona tu ziko like yule
Zilikuwa zinatuma.
ni mimi na wewe leo.
Zilikuwa zinatuma sana.
Manzi zilikuwa
And
zinatuma.
then unafura.
Yeah.
But you guys, haven't you ever heard that seeing a bees at your place is a sign of something good?
Yeah, they're good pollinators.
Yeah.
They're good pollinators.
Mm.
But they're not friendly, Katie.
They are. It's just how you approach them.
God damn.
You
No.
don't go
They-
provoking
They
animals.
don't understand diplomacy.
One, if I see bees this side, I go this side.
Even me.
The
I'm like, why
opposite
am I
end.
going to a bee?
It's like wasps.
I know.
Yeah.
What business do I
The
have?
funniest
Bees.
thing, unaona Natalie, wanaishi na nyuki hapo hivi. Nyuki ziko hapo hivi. This is their door. Nyuki ziko hapa hivi, wanaishi nazo. And they does nothing.
How to my child.
Poor child.
I know. But anyway, Keith is in the building. He's asking, what nonsense are you talking about, man? Eating your own children. What fucked up motherfucking shit is this? Shmani, where do you get Keith leo about us? Umoja watu.
I think, kids, this is not nonsense. This is pure culture.
Pure.
Pure culture. And somebody actually told us yesterday, it's a tribe in coast regions where they eat their firstborns.
So nikadufu, nikachoma,
Sijui, hata I don't want to
nikafry.
imagine because that is so bad.
Okay, Jibba Jabba is also in the building. He says, hello, beautiful black people. Hello to you, Jibba Jabba. We are talking about culture, the king visiting
And
his colony. Oh, wait, no. A democratically run country, not a colony. And a whole lot. Do you like bees? Are bees friendly to you as they are to Katie? Seems like Katie is a Disney character, you know.
Gen Z bees.
Why are you fighting with bees, honestly? Why?
Wanamkanga wana whistle unasikia badi na jibu with the same tune. But anyway, as we continue with the bee conversation, we are talking about the preachers, the incident that happened where we saw Uganda services being promoted by Nganga and then being purported by the Mganga wa Kitengela, showing us his might. And religion is a construct of theft. And who was I telling this? I think it was HR. Do you think the Roman Empire fell?
Me.
Or it's you?
No, it didn't.
Do you think it fell? Never did, really. Became the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah.
You know, because they have all the wealth of the Roman Empire, the entire history, everything about they exist in Rome still. Like, come on. But we are indulging ourselves in religious practices that are not for us, that were never designed for us, and that will never benefit us. Because in neo-colonialism with a twist of theft, at least back in the day they'd whoop you, make you work. The church doesn't even do nothing. Are you sick? The shaman.
Jesus.
Tuboka ni kuombe. I know him personally. He will listen to me.
We actually talked. Hata tumetoka kuogea.
So yesterday mimi na Yesu tulikuwa tunakunywa kashai. You know, and there was this guy that was saying the mistake that people make nowadays is praying kama saa 3 mchana nini. Wake up early around 4:30. Sasa ni Mungu bado hajakasirika na hajachoka na dunia.
Karen nyamu ajabu.
Lies, man.
Umeuliza nini
Lies.
Karen nyamu?
Lies.
You do know me, my dad used to wake me up at 3 a.m.
To pray.
Wait, first thing you read the Bible verse. Yeah? Matthew, whatever book he gives you, then he starts interpreting. Do you understand? Yes.
I swear I've been to a place like that. Me, I
Where?
went to visit my cousins.
Okay.
Same.
Kai,
Cook.
hey, let me be woken up it was at 3. Na watu wanaimba.
You know that
Like,
is called demon time.
at 3 people are singing. Niko like, kwani niko wapi? Wananiamsha, amka. Na fujo, amka. Why are you not awake? Can't you hear people are singing? Well, I didn't know. So I woke up. Everybody has a Bible. I don't have. I'm confused. I'm like, what the hell is happening right here? So everybody has to give a Bible verse, and they have to pray.
Wait. So Sir Charles is on our TikTok. We might. Wanatuangalia bwana.
Watu waone. Shida yao ni kudhani tuko Kenya. So at that place, like, no, I'm awake. I'm confused. I'm like, what is happening? So
Yesu amerudi kama Mungu.
they have a Bible. Everybody has a Bible.
Golden bells.
Golden bells, and they are praying in tongues. And then after that, and they are children. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Wameguzwa.
Wameguzwa na roho mgani huyu?
Mchawi.
So, you know, what happened is, now everybody has to give a Bible verse and pray.
Hiyo ni tofauti.
John 3:16.
So mimi niko hivi. And then they tell me it's your turn. I'm like, mi sijui. Ujui nini? Ujui kusoma Bible? Shika. Hey. From that day, let me tell you, I've never talked to those people. I told my mom, come for me immediately. I can never be around these people again.
As we used to have Bible study every Friday.
Where?
At our place.
At home.
Hata umeenda mbali. There was tulikuwa na
Every Friday evening, we just sit down.
Me, I thank God
Yeah,
my mom was
pastor
somehow
like-
pagan.
there was
My pastor like had that shit.
there was a day we were with Katie and there was a certain
We
woman we
didn't
were
give
with
you that
kwa
story,
mat.
by the
So
way.
tumeenda like tuko kwa mat traveling, then this woman starts praying. Then she starts telling me, "Unaona hiyo paka imepita chini ya
Pushi.
gari na
Alikuwa anasema
haijakufa."
pushi.
Like he saw a cat pass, like a cat was
And,
ran over by the matatu and it didn't die. So she believed that was a ghost and she prayed.
She prayed. And then the money moved from where he was
So
sitting.
mimi nilikuwa unaona hiyo paka? Nimeiona. Asinirusha kwa hiyo maombi.
So after that, now I was next to that woman. Ananifanyia hivi. You've not seen that pushy? Pushy? Niko like, hiyo ni nini? Sikuwa naelewa.
She was convinced that the car was haunted.
Huh?
I mean,
Ati pushy?
this is just a backward mentality where we have, you know, we can't even see like these people are using us personally. And
Y'all are making me feel like I grew up with heathens. You know, like maybe I've never had to pray, and the only time I grew, ukikula peke yake, ombea chakula.
Herinyi hata mlikuwa mnaomba. I thank God my mom was somehow a pagan. She saved me from a lot of nonsense.
But Friday,
I also used to pray.
praying for pushies.
Guy. Push.
Mara 3 a.m. Joby.
Joby
And every
Quoting
morning,
at 3 a.m.
At 3 a.m.
every morning and evening before mtoke kwa hiyo nyumba.
Yeah.
Hata kama mnaenda shule,
Yeah.
lazima muombe.
Uh-huh.
Usiku before mlale.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What?
before safari.
Then kuna fellowships.
Imetengenezwa na
Kwa nyumba.
Kuna fellowships kwa nyumba every like Sunday or Fridays. These fellowships, people are coming. We cook tea, bread, we pray.
Joby, but your dad was a bishop, right?
Yeah, my dad was a bishop.
Look, let me tell you something. Let me tell Joby something. Exactly. Your dad was teaching you the family business. Okay? This is how you handle your flock. Okay?
We had business aside though.
Right.
I get you, but
I keep telling people this. Mimi maisha ikinikalia.
Mungu amenionyesha.
Mimi kama apostle. Kamresh. You have to put the accent. The accent is the killer. Kamresh, nimekuja kuwaombea. Mungu ameniambia nyinyi. You know. Look, and I take it to Kayole one. Ama Kibera.
Selling hope is actually one of the biggest businesses in Kenya.
Yeah.
Hope. You sell hope.
And I go tell them,
I sell hope.
Sell hope, then mind you, everything is all mental. It's the fact that kama tuseme unakuanga na migraine, ukuje uniambie mimi naumwa na kichwa kila time, then I pray for you. You know, it's all mental. So you'll believe through my power you'll be healed. So you stop even thinking about the headache. Then boom, it will disappear. Because the body, we can heal ourselves. So it's all just a thought. You need, the more you believe the pastor is healing you, where we actually, because
you're
you put
healing yourself.
Yeah, that thought that it's the pastor, it's you. So you're like, yeah, he did it.
So Jibba says 3 a.m. is when the white man devil comes out, supposedly. So demon time prayers.
That man is crazy. The owner of that house is also a pastor, Rani Mokorino.
Huh?
Told them, I will never.
Wait, you have Mokorino relative?
Yes.
Okay. How?
We are the same
religion. Me, I have Muslim.
They are from the side of my mom. I don't understand.
So wait, there's something I've never seen. So I've always wondered how Mokorinos procreate more. Have you ever seen a pregnant Mokorino?
Yes.
Where?
Wanaza kama ule mwenye Priscilla.
Mtoya anazaliana.
Huyo amedocument hadi akizaa.
I would not want such trauma.
Yeah,
No, but I've never seen a pregnant Mokorino anyway. It's like I've even seen a pregnant Indian, okay, but never a pregnant Mokorino. I'm like,
think because
where
they're
do
closer
they
to
go?
I just realized I've never seen a pregnant Indian.
Of course.
Ama they lay. Never seen. Never seen one.
Kwa ile show ya India naongea Kikuyu, haujaiona? Jama says that is some crazy bullshit. Haven't been to church in 40 years. God, I miss it like a toothache.
Wow. Like a toothache.
A man misses church like he misses a toothache. Never.
You're missing the wrong things.
Never had a toothache, Joe was jabba.
Never want to miss that shit.
Look, what you mean miss? I'll miss this shit for shit.
There's a pregnant Mokorino.
Who's no? Me, I want to see one live. Kwanza huyu hata akai Mokorino. This looks like a costume.
Influencer.
Imagine
Influencer.
Mokorino.
Look, hakuna a real Mokorino mwenye ni influencer. Okay.
Hata wadaga si.
Bwana.
Benito.
Wanakuanga na kibanda na duka.
Siku hizi Wakorino wamechangamka. You know, kitambo we were being told ukiona Mokorino hadi kwa university ameenda kupiga picha. Saizi wanasoma wako Wakorinos right now.
See, I had classmates who were Wakorinos and they were really bright.
Are they hot?
Walikuwa na vilema.
Vilemba.
Vilemba.
You're saying they walk ripples?
Vilemba, oh my God.
they walk. Look.
Whatever they put in their heads.
God.
Yeah,
Tabas.
na alikuwa mtiaji.
Wanakuanga watiaji.
Alikuwa mtiaji anakuja daro fast. Oh my God, she was just anasoma no.
Me, I hate them.
Some
Some of them were dirty in those white clothes. Wananuka kama susu.
And the
Yeah, but
socks.
Camilla, what I can say about history ya nani? Yeah, anaitwa aje? Pastor
Nganga.
Nganga. I mean, this shows you that this is just some sort of business. If now they're not even hiding, anakwambia you give me 500 and you expect me, meaning I make a the rate. You know, if you are if you are coming for prayers, then it's supposed to be more than 500 shillings or 2,000 shillings for this amount. And there are people who still come and believe. Like, if I am to believe in any pastor, I can never believe in Nganga first and foremost. He's the worst.
It depends on what you want to believe
Nganga
about
is a comedian.
Nganga.
Yeah.
Nganga ni Kanyandus? Yes.
Yeah.
Is Nganga rich? Yes. Is Nganga spiritual? Eh? Nganga ako biashara? Yes.
It's business. So how does somebody in business come and tell you some things and then you come and believe? Unajua, haijaini mekia sense. Haijaini mekia sense hata kidogo. This biashara stuff or this pastors. Mostly when you look at now the pastors from where I was raised, now the SDA, which is really worse. They're full of judgments, number one. In fact, I do remember me and my friends, we used to be called names. Like, how just do watafanya nini, achana na hao wameharibika, unajua. Like, everybody in the youth never wanted to associate with us. Because us now, we actually weren't going to church,
You were ostracized by the church.
The rotten potatoes.
And then those churches, when you go, you even the hair, you can't have braid. You can't have any hair. You cover yourself.
Cover your head.
Yeah, if you
can't
have like
put
braids,
ornaments.
if you have braids, unafunga ukienda kanisa. Unajua, it's just kinda.
Sasa tutajua ni msupu.
So hapo ni si unaomba Mungu. And the worst part is what happens in the church is like these people are so nasty and so dirty deep down. Unajua, when you find them outside church and things they do on the low, like mostly the youth from my church. Yeah, I used to find them in corners and I'm like, who? When the babaka amekuaminia hivyo, ama when the people say you do this type of things, unajua. And it's just
so do you know what
pastor anakula mtoto wa elder nani sijana. Yeah, it's just a lot of drama in the church and it's too toxic. You'd rather just go outside the church.
Confirm this for us, Shmani, about SDA. Is it true that they're not even allowed to hug each other?
You can't
No, I saw one where the groom and the bride were prevented from hugging.
Even kissing.
No, you can't kiss Ileani. You're not pronounced as bad.
During their own wedding,
you cannot
they couldn't
kiss the bride.
hug.
You can't
kiss the bride.
The Akorino cannot greet you with the hand.
Kama walejo.
So ukienda kumsalimia. Poa. Like
wanasemanga aje? Yes.
You are impure. You are dirty and impure. Unataka kufinyana umsalimie. They can't shake your hand. Now they can't shake your hand. They be like this.
Even Lejo Maria, they do like this.
They don't shake hands.
They do this.
Okay.
Just
But
crazy.
what's the name of this SDA university?
Baraton.
Yeah. So in Baraton,
it was on fire yesterday.
Shout out. I hope they prayed. I hope they prayed for the fire to go out.
Yeah, maybe a miracle happened.
Yes, Moses was there.
Jesus shut it.
So in the university, the guys are not allowed to go to the girls' hostels, and the girls are not allowed to go to the men's hostels, right? So guess what they usually do? And then
it's 10 to 10.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed.
At all.
Yeah, you meet outside.
Okay.
You come on high school. And then, even to get out of the campus, you need like permission to leave.
What?
You know, like
leave out.
Leave out.
Yeah.
Shit. To get out the gate.
Wow.
And you sign.
Okay. Okay.
What do you mean?
Yes. And then you can't spend a night outside the institution. You get, so what they usually do is, that's why it has the highest rate of HIV infections. First of all, SDAs don't believe in condoms.
That's a lie.
No, it's true. Like literally,
it's all Methodist churches.
Yeah, they don't. You're told, do not use condoms. Be pure. Wait for your wife or husband and procreate.
That's a lie.
Even
It's not said like I've been raised in SDA church.
what do they say?
They don't teach that.
Well, so
No.
of all the friends I've ever had
I've been
who are
raised in
SDA,
SDA, literally.
I know SDA. I was also like, I have family.
you've mingled in there.
Yeah.
I have family.
I've been raised, damn God.
But what they say is that it's all. I think it's all Methodist churches. We have a church like Catholic.
Yeah, the
It
Catholic-
doesn't allow you to use
Birth control.
birth control because they say yes.
The Catholic banned birth control in 1930. Like condoms,
Yes.
anything.
You're
birth
not
control.
supposed to use any type of birth control.
Kwa kisogo.
Ichapishe chini.
Chapishe. Kuna mtu alisema anataka nimwage ndani, mimi namwaga kwa matope.
Ska.
Eh.
Yeah,
See
so they
much
banned
numbers.
that. They banned anything contraceptive.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was telling you a story about marathon. So what usually happens is they'll go get a room for a few hours, okay, and kanatamba tu real quick. Unaambia
Hours,
dem,
15
"Chua,
minutes."
chua." Wah, amesharudi shule. And they are not, most campuses you'll always find free condoms
Yes.
in toilets, in hata kwa Moi University hadi kulikuwa na dispensers zimedongelewa kwa miti. Okay, literally kwa miti dispenser.
Yeah.
Okay, but in Byron they have none.
Yeah.
That's
So
stupid.
that is very
At least.
stupid. So these people wanaenda pale hivyo. First of all, there's a stigma of kuonekana kwa chemist.
For real.
Ukibai
That's fucked up.
kondiko. There's that stigma.
Yeah.
So utaenda
Kwa
pale
ndipo
dry
unabuy,
fry.
like unabuy cocaine.
Emba.
Unaletewa na msana brief. Do you have the package?
Yes.
Great.
Do you have the money?
Kwa kagiza.
One. And then
Let her
envelopes
go
are
deal
exchanged.
I can make money. I can make money.
Hadi unanunua bike.
Instead of paying here.
Polisi anakufuata nafikiria
Like hata hivi
mazee.
na-
I know,
Kisu
right? I can
Ati-
really
It's legit.
crazy.
Ribbed.
But those even the type of food they eat, you know, kuna kenye inaitwa
Soya.
Soya beans.
they call it health reforms. Yeah, they call it health reforms in SDA. So health reforms is where you guys are not allowed to eat milk. You drink soya, and you can't eat pork because they believe that nini iliendea nguruwe mashetani.
Wow.
Okay.
Even in, I think it's
so that they don't
prohibited in
that
the Bible. It's written in the
nakula
Bible.
nakula nguruwe
Yeah.
and even sausages.
But
you
that
can't eat.
one is written in the Bible.
So that you can. They have SDS don't.
Who cares
actually
about the
eat
Bible
that.
really? Cares?
Yeah, that is now we are talking about religion.
I saw an
know.
SDA wedding where the pastor chased away the bridesmaid because he thought the clothes were revealing.
Yes, you.
Even
In fact,
the makeup.
even makeup. You don't wear makeup. With me, with this nose
Imagine
ring.
tu na wa dem akiwa natural.
Skia, unaona kwa wedding they don't even give rings.
What do they give?
Nothing. We are married.
Lies.
It's not lies.
No, they give
See-
lies.
Oh, Ishmani si ni ukweli?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've attended a
You shall
wedding.
come to
They
this
don't.
dear wedding,
And
man.
when it's
No, not this dear.
during a burial, you are not buried with a cross.
What are you buried with?
Nothing.
X.
Flowers.
Which cross? We don't even have cross.
Sindio, that's why I'm saying they don't.
Hey,
We
no,
don't
the
have.
relevance
We
of the
don't even
cross.
have this.
Yes,
Us, we don't
yes,
have-
that's what I'm saying. They don't
But
have
that is good
Yeah,
for
they
them.
don't. They bury people without.
And that is good for them.
Okay.
So also you can't eat you like on Saturday. I do remember during my work, you can't. You wake up, you
So,
shower, and
It's a
then
safe space.
you shower, and then you go to church the whole day. And
can't
then
work,
you
you
can't
can't
cook. You don't
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah,
You don't do
up to
anything.
6.
Some up to 6. So 6. If you want to make food for the whole day, you make the previous day, and then the
From
whole
Friday.
day. The whole
Yeah.
day you eat cold food because you can't do anything. I mean, it's for the Sabbath.
Yeah, even from
Na kama
Friday,
niko na
the Sabbath
microwave.
day.
Hakuna kutumia hizo vitu.
I heard the Sabbath
Don't
day
cut.
was the Sabbath day starts at
Si mimi
on
nafanya kazi, si ni
Friday.
microwave.
It's
Friday
Friday
6
6.
to
So
Saturday
from
6.
Friday 6, you can't do anything.
To Saturday 6.
To Saturday 6.
Let me tell you where these people have it figured out. Hiyo ni kanyandu singine proper.
Hiyo ni kazi.
Ai wewe. No, that is recreational.
Aha.
Imagine tu bibi
Hiyo ni
afai kufanya
dhambi.
kitu
Hata wewe.
Uko church the whole day.
kutoka Friday 6.
Zisikia, so
So
Friday
kuna
6.
Friday 6 June.
Sasa Jio 6 Jio.
Hadi saa 3 asubuhi. Okay.
So on the Sabbath you don't do anything. Even
This is pre-Sabbath.
even sex that is not allowed on the Sabbath.
Even washing your body, bathing.
So wanamkanga vibaya
Si
Saturday.
tulikuwa tunaoga though.
Mi nilikuwa naona from Friday 6 wanaambiwa au makazisi wangu alikuwa na hoteli, naambiwa fungeni sijui nini, mtakula chakula yenye ilibaki. You don't even.
What if I go to another restaurant and eat hot food?
There is no restaurant. You're in church the whole day. That is what you don't get.
What am I doing in church the whole day?
There are programs after programs.
And then
after
there are
programs.
things they used to
hizo ni za
call
kudarana
camps.
bwana.
There are things they used to call camps. Did you go to those?
Ati camps.
Camps.
Camp
camps.
meeting.
Yes.
Ah.
They used to go to camps.
Yeah,
You see
camps
they
are
use
nice.
a parking.
I
They go
endorse.
for camps.
I endorse
And those
camps.
camps, they are supposed to
Youth
be praying
camps.
all through. No, now it's not youth camps alone. They go together with the parents, then the whole family, the
I
other
take back my
family,
endorsement.
the members of the church.
No, you can steal one and take her away from the camping area, come back later, having done some work.
Brother,
A
come
lot of shady
You can't
stuff
do
goes
that.
down in the name of being holy, which is not actually, because I'm like, really, everybody's having sex. Like, what is unholy about it, you know?
Feeling good. Feeling
What
good.
is unholy about it? And then definitely, the worst part is you're pretending you're under the church and you're still doing the same thing.
So I was reading this book and it was giving the real history of the Catholic Church, priests and nuns. Yeah, it's almost porn, okay? Like it's... So this is something people don't understand.
Yeah.
Life was very boring in the 16, 17, boring as hell. Like, especially if you're a priest, you're basically just trying not to get syphilis or tuberculosis. Okay? Those are the only things that you're worried about, bacteria. So they have nuns, that's why nuns would live by themselves, and that is why all these churches had orphanages. Because even the nuns could give back to kids and put them in the orphanages so that they're not perceived as mothers. You get? So they, what? Kanyandus.
And they have hospitals too.
Yeah, they had everything. The nuns were the nurses, they were the OBGYNs, they were the caretakers of kids. They were perceived to know everything about everything, you know. But yeah, it's a tricky affair. And Jiba Jaba says, you want to see crazy? Go to a Hindu temple. I did a landscaping job at one in Pittsburgh. They are nuts. They had a 10-foot tall, 7-headed silver cobra. Freaky shit. And he says, take care, you all. Have a good one. I'm getting my grind on. Shout out to you, Jiba Jaba. Shout out and thank you for joining us. While you were here, we had a good time with you. And Keith is saying that's crazy, man. But generally, it's a really crazy affair when you look at what religion makes human beings do.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like when it comes to religion, people lose their sense of common sense. You know, sense becomes the sense za pastor. Nataka masenti. Pack your senses.
Yeah,
No.
literally.
But anyway, as we move to the next topic, let us stop talking about watu wa kuchangiwa kununua gari. We have the Karen
Nyam.
Samido Nyam akisema Wakenya nyinyi mmesota, mnatetateta and you don't even pay tax.
You don't have salaries.
Joby, what is your opinion on this?
No, read the whole thing and then we get to talk about it. we don't understand what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
she knows what you're talking about because we've talked about it before and she was here.
Oh.
Well, I said personally that that is not true.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the people who are being paid the least are the ones paying the highest amount of taxes.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at transportation, it is hiked because of fuel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that is affecting someone who's driving,
Mhm.
you know, because all they have to do, especially karenyamu, the dollars you're pocketing and the, you know, the things you're doing behind the scenes with your fellow politicians, ni God tu anajua.
Eh?
Ni God tu anajua.
How do you know that we don't know?
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. But you don't behind the curtains. It's only you and the fellow people you know. So personally, I believe that is a wrong statement to make, especially addressing it on a national TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where everyone is watching you. The young people are looking up unto you, especially when you go to like, you know,
They are lost.
schools. You know, when you go to like when she goes to like schools or wherever she goes to like talk to young people, sijui nini nini.
Mm.
The same person looking and talking, unasema iti sijui people with the money are the ones paying. Na sasa mtu kawe ana struggle na school fees na mamake na babake, or even having food in their own mouth, you know, at the table.
Yeah.
I think like that is an insult to the young people who are looking at her, and actually the whole nation, the people who are depending on her to change, people being taxed so high.
You
so
know, so the
it's
whole
an nonsensical talk.
the whole quote
Klaus
is
Chaser.
the whole quote as Katie requested goes like this: most people who are making noise about taxes are people with no salaries. They are not taxed anything. We who have high salaries should be the ones complaining because we feel it. That is a nominated
Lucky you have a bigger salary.
nominated senator with nominated opinions.
Hey, you know, this woman is so outspoken and always it's about nonsensical
She likes
things.
dishing it out.
Yeah, she's like, she just talks. You
Yeah.
know, she just talks.
Mhm.
She doesn't even care what is coming out of her mouth. She is always talking. But anyway, I have nothing against you, but you're stupid to say that because you think you're being taxed highly. And remember, we are in the same country. I might be not having a car, but remember, the same VAT you're finding in the supermarket, I'm also finding it. Yes, I'm taxed the same way you're taxed. Just because I don't have a car doesn't mean I'm feeling the heat of the taxes. And even
A simple question. Do you think when these people, when they go to the supermarket, they care even about the
they don't. They just pick.
No.
They're like this. They even don't go to supermarkets. They
Well,
have house workers.
Let me tell you something amazing I saw. And if you are somebody who buys your own food, you will understand how amazing this is. So I'm buying food, right? I'm doing shopping. Naenda pale naangalia ati lita 3 imefika pesa ngapi? Niko like, wow. So as I get to the cashier, is this woman with like 12 bottles of olive oil? Okay, 12.
You're like, I'm struggling to get this 1 3 liter.
She has like, you know the big cheese? Okay, cheese is in a kubwa. Okay, she has those like 4. She has a bucket of margarine, like BB bucket. Okay, she has like almost, I don't know how many pieces of bacon, like packets, and you're like, what do you know that I don't know? You know, a bottle of olive oil retails that, is it 1,400 shillings? Kakitu kanatoshana hivi brother, just this, and somebody has a dozen. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Come on,
Life
man.
is different out here.
Hata mimi nataka kazi ya serikali by the way.
Yeah, these people, maybe they even get allowances. Yeah, shopping. They get house allowances. These
Sitting
people.
allowance.
Yes, they get that type of money. They get even airtime, of which they don't even consider. Sasa hiyo airtime, it's inaenda replace kitu ingine. You always don't use that type of airtime, you know. But now, mi nashanganga, like person like Karen Nyamo, you're talking about a person who has a car is being taxed more than I am being taxed. Do you know that I don't have a car just because I cannot be able to pay taxes and also buy a car because
and fuel it.
yeah, and fuel it. Right now we saw the
And
government
take it for
is
service.
the government is looking forward to tax people with their cars.
Well-
According to the capacity, the wealth tax to the capacity of your engine. So tell me, how insane are you to come and say people with no salaries? Do you know that those people with those people you're saying without salaries, they are actually the ones suffering the most because hao watu hawana salaries, they are the ones buying ugali flour at an expensive rate, and
Yeah.
you know they are struggling to feed their families. They don't have salaries, so how do you expect them to even be able to pay taxes? You know.
So Lil Nish is in our TikTok and he's saying economist means Kibaki. His Excellency is having a challenging time in controlling the economy of Kenya. You think there's some truth in that? Do you think Ruto is unable to control the economy of Kenya
It
in its
might
current
be that
state?
we don't care about that. He's stealing a lot.
You think he will be able to control the economy of
He's
Kenya?
not concerned about the economy. He's only concerned about how much he'll get to pocket by the end of his term.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the fact that you have a politician, and I'm not going to say a leader. You get? You have a politician on national
Nilikuwa
TV.
nadhani unasema ni Shmani politician. She's a political analyst. You don't know?
Who?
Shmani is a political and qualified political analyst.
Shmani is. We're about to get the expert opinion.
Yes.
But before we get the expert opinion, the nuanced opinion, the fact that you have a politician towing the party line to the extent of insulting Kenyans to their faces should show you that this government, this regime, is not really about the people. Okay? But Dimor, what do you have to say about
Karen.
Mrs. Samido's?
We talked about Karen yesterday, and I don't think I have anything more to add, you know. And
Hata watoto utaki aongeze?
she knows everything that you're saying here. She already knows that.
Yeah.
She knows that Kenyans pay VAT.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that the lower class Kenyans are the majority.
Mhm.
They're the ones that pay her salary, you know.
Mhm.
If you take away the lower class Kenyans from
Mm-hmm.
the equation, then there's no equation at all.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was telling me that the real revolution in Kenya will begin when the middle class Kenyan will be touched, you know.
Of course, there
Because-
will be pain.
Yeah, that is when the real revolution in Kenya will begin.
Yeah.
Unajua watupandisha unga, watupandisha nini, it doesn't affect the middle class as much.
Mhm.
It only affects the lower class. And the lower class can only complain, and when they do, they'll be tear gassed
Mhm.
and beaten. But the middle class, they're the one that pay the...
They're cushioned.
They pay the parking fees,
Mhm.
they pay payee. You know, the lower class doesn't pay payee.
Mm.
They don't have payee,
Mhm.
most of them.
Mm.
Majority of them.
Mhm.
So I like the way the government is now starting to affect the middle class. You know,
Mhm.
there is the new levy on cars. I don't know, according to your engine capacity.
Mhm.
There is increase in fuel. So it's going to start affecting the middle class, and the middle class finance the government.
Mhm.
And when they start
Complaining.
feeling the pain,
Mhm.
then that is when the real revolution will begin.
Okay.
So that was out of what you had asked me, but it's a pointer though.
It's a better point than talking about Karen Nyamu.
Yeah, it's better than talking about Nyamu.
But as we go back to Karen Nyamu with our political analyst Shmani, what do you think is the way forward to get rid of such people in the political arena?
First and foremost,
Mhm.
Karen Nyamu is nominated. This is why. This is one of the reasons. Because
Yeah.
this is somebody who couldn't win in the ballot
Yeah,
straight up, you know.
yeah.
Because of the way you're talking. With this kind of conversation, how are you even going to tell people to vote for you? Unaelewa?
Mhm.
And again, a wrong advice from a wrong person,
Mhm.
you know. it's actually a very wrong advice, and it's from a very wrong person, because first and foremost, you are the most unqualified, and I wanted to say, not like somebody who is the lowest in participation, not even participation, in responsibilities. Like, ukiangalia
She's responsible for no county.
there's nothing she has done in her county. There's
Yes.
nothing Karina. Nothing, when they were
Nikuzalia tu Samido.
when they were rating, she's an MP, right?
Oh,
Sen-
nominated senator.
Senator, yeah.
Mm.
No, when they were rating the senators, walikuwa na yende wa mwisho
na
unajua?
alisema anafanya kazi ya governor wa Nairobi. She actually said she's going to be vying for governorship, Nairobi governorship,
Yeah, but-
gubernatorial seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alikuwa wa
Does she
chini
think
kwa
Nairobi
performance.
is Samido's bedroom?
Probably.
But hata hakuna difference yake na Sakaja.
Kwa performance, like she is the
Sakaja
lowest
is very
in
poor in
performance.
performance as well.
IQ is the same.
Now
Ukweli. Watu
Now-
wa sinema tu.
na kitu chunge ni msanii unaenda anatuharibia Sakaja
Alikuwa na rapa.
anaharibu
Anatuchomea.
anatuchomea sana.
Sisi
Sasa
ni
ndani
wa smart.
wasanii ni wajinga.
I'd rather have Babu Owino as governor.
Yes.
Yes. So I feel
In a
like
heartbeat, which it is Babu Owino was born to be Nairobi governor. Okay, he understands Nairobians, and Nairobi cannot be ruled or overseen by a yes man.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a yes town. This is not a yes city. This is a kwenda huko. Enda ukatolee watu wa Nairobi University help kabla ukuje kwa ofisi yangu. You get what I mean? But when you have former Christian music rapper Sakaja throwing a festival every end of year, hakuna kitu kama hiyo bwana. We cannot have such leaders in government. And the fact that anasema we need to have better standards for
Wa madimples.
Anasmailia bibi yako. Yeah.
Na unajua ni wamama wanaendanga kuchaguana. Yeah.
One-
Your wife was there.
But I feel like
Bwa.
did we have a better choice? Did we really?
It was between who and who?
Him and the girl.
Well,
that was gay.
And the girl, the one thing about the girl is he will quit. Mkimsumbuana sana.
Yeah.
Yeah, regarding the stories.
aliachanga sonko anze kwa matana akajitoa.
Unanisumbua sana.
Angesikia Nino
Hata
aende
him
huko.
na-
Mi Lino.
Mina akitani ama na travel. Mimi nimeama Kenya.
Did you see that deputy governor who served his entire term while in the US?
Remote work.
Kenya is a joke.
Yeah, and then he tried to vie for governor. Okay?
Again.
Let me get it for you.
Absentee.
Bwana.
Ati I'm ruling in absentia.
Ah, man.
But Rigathi is a joke.
Rigathi is the governor, is the vice president.
No, I'm saying Rigathi.
Igali.
Igade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rigathi. Oh.
And the way Kenya mnakuaga. Vile aliwaoshea choo man.
Aki Igathe washed chores, alienda hadi bar. You
They can stoop so
He was
low
a bartender.
to convince
Ali
people.
DJ hadi kuiva.
For real?
Ali DJ
Multiple skills.
Hey, you didn't see
Wasani.
during campaign.
For talent.
Listen, so
Kwa like Igade on the decks.
hello. He,
He became a bartender.
the former deputy governor of West Pokot. His name is Lonyangapuo. In his wisdom sees nothing wrong with having an elected deputy. So he was the deputy of Lonyangapuo. Okay, and his name was wait.
Eh, but
Since-
Pokot hata mimi siwezi ishi.
His deputy, Dr. Listen, his
Abadi.
deputy, Dr. Nicholas Otudonyang, has been busy practicing family medicine in the US
What do you
for his
mean
entire
family
term.
medicine?
Hata ishi
Yeye ni daktari wa US.
Wewe utaishi West Pokot.
Nikiwa deputy governor. Mansion ingine swa.
What's the
Bandi.
cost?
Ai,
Watakukujia, watakulipulia wako.
nawapea ng'ombe. I mean, they don't want me, they want the cattle, right? Take the cattle. Hata sitakuwa na ng'ombe, unakuja kuchukua nini?
Hey, you don't know bandits though.
Look, that man spent his entire tenure in office as a deputy governor, working in a US hospital, as a doctor. And then had the courage to come back and go like, look, I want to be governor now. Mmenipatia hii kiti.
Alikuwa anakuja na medical skill. He was coming to help his people because they don't even have hospitals.
They don't have medicine
They
there.
don't have, for the people.
Lakini kuelektiwa places zingine pia. But why were you vying?
Msa alikuwa nakula salary.
So, who can read us the TikTok comments?
Joe Dimore.
So,
I don't understand where the conversation started unless Kamlesh.
Keith goes on to say because cars in Africa cost too much, the prices don't make sense for these old cars. And then Lil Nish goes on to say in
About
Kenya,
cars, I saw even in Dubai it's cheap.
way
You
cheaper,
saw
way
that?
cheaper.
Cars that go for 20 million here is 5 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Keith goes on to say, Lil Nish says if Kenya is to be challenged by what is happening within the world, one missile and
So
Yeah.
Kid is talking about how cars in Africa are
Kenya especially. Do you know cars are quite affordable in South Africa?
I
when
guess
you
the
take
problem is the
taxes?
taxation.
Yep.
Yeah. The
Heavily
tax
taxed.
is like double the price of the car.
Yep. Which makes it really difficult. So he goes on to say, old car costs you $7,000 in Africa when the same car costs $900 to $1,000 in the US. So imagine tu kona 100k na kona kapasati ya koswa.
100K.
What? Rolling like Minister wa Kibaki. Si Kibaki was the one who gave ministers Passats. Who was it?
Yeah, he's the one.
Man, rest in peace to that great man and his Passats. You know, we could be... okay, I don't understand.
We could be much left part. I also don't understand. But also, Lil Nish is saying Kenya never yet made silver coins that would circulate, nor even brass coins, gold.
Okay, kindly give us nuanced points that have a start and a finish. Okay, be intellectual. Tunaamini umeenda shule. This is an overeducated
Shout out to
country.
Lil Nish, usimtusioni fan wetu sijui ni
No,
nini.
Simtusi, we're just trying to get his statements to be clear.
We don't
Oh,
understand
oh,
Lil Nish.
statements.
We don't understand you. Kindly tell us what you're talking about. But we love your comments. But I see Kid is saying because white people live in South Africa, so car prices will be fair.
And white people like themselves, you know. They like themselves, which is something that we as black people rarely do. We rarely ever have the best interests for ourselves.
We are enemies of our own.
You know, like if you go to the latest in that video that was being shown in Dubai, it's the latest Range Rover, okay, and it's moving for little money. Ngoja uende pale Lang'ata kuinunua ama sijui unaiendea port. Ruto will be there personally to make sure you pay taxes. You know, Zakayoing all the way through. But
I saw KRA. Right now they have KRAs. KRA. What do they call them? Those people. They are working on people's shops.
yes,
They are right here in Rongai.
yes.
Hey, that's scared me.
And as we continue talking about Kenyan businesses, Bolt is in some hot soup.
That's sad.
No, is in some hot soup. So the statement goes that NTSA has declined to renew Bolt's operating license over complaints from drivers.
That's
The NTSA refused to renewed the taxi hailing companies due to alleged violations of transportation regulations, including unauthorized commission charges and booking fees. Bolt had requested a license renewal as its current one, issued in October 2022, expires in 17 days. However, NTSA declined the request, citing mounting complaints from drivers and their representatives regarding non-compliance and rule violations.
That's good.
For me, it's sad.
Okay, Joby?
I think this happened in Tanzania once, and like not just Tanzania. I believe wherever Bolt, Uber is operational, all these driving apps, they are actually oppressing the drivers. They tend to actually take a lot of tax, you know, or whatever they tend to, you know, the interest.
22%
Like, it's
right
a lot.
now in Kenya.
It's a lot. Mi napata kama sijalipa, mi ndo nalipa mafuta, lakini the amount of money I'm making in a day is
Doesn't
all,
make sense.
yeah, it's all going to the company back, you know, because it's crazy. So personally, I'm supporting it. As NTSA, I think that's a good thing they're doing, putting the restriction. If only they're going to also ensure the interest of the drivers are met, not just because this is a job, and as much as you're doing this, some other people, there are those who might be willing, osha zoea, like hakuna kitu tunaweza fanya, but there are those who also, there's been complaints from drivers, it means people need a change. So I believe there needs to be restrictions, like the same way we see how Chinese Indians come and you know,
Chinese Indian.
yeah, come and put their businesses here. The Chinese Indians, kama umeelewa, move on. You see how they come and put up their businesses here. They're not charged, but Africans, we are overcharged, we are overtaxed and all that. So it should be a fair, you know, trade, a fair thing.
Yeah.
One, I think it's sad for the Bolt drivers, because if the NTSA has refused to renew their licenses, this means
No,
that
it's not the drivers, it's Bolt, the company.
the company, okay,
Yes.
for, you know, for now it's the NTSA that has refused to renew their Bolt.
The company's license
Yeah.
to operate in Kenya.
Yeah, so it's very sad because so many families, you have fathers that depend on that job,
True.
or yeah, we have people who always depend on that job. So where are these people going to go? And you know, it takes long, because I remember in Tanzania, it took like more than 4 months before they got their license back, and this was simply because the drivers from Bolt were complaining. It was actually Bolt, Uber. They were complaining about the company taking a lot of money than what they are required, and they end up suffering. Remember, sometimes you find on the app you have a 25% discount, and you're going to a place like maybe I'm from here to my home. That's not more than 200, and I have a 25% discount. Now imagine I have the 25% discount, and then I'm supposed to pay minus the 25% discount, 200 minus the 25% discount. So he's only taking maybe 100 bob, not more than 100, you know. And after that, remember the company also needs money. So this man, he has wasted his fuel, because
And his time.
yeah, and his time, because hata kama ni wewe saizi kupanda mat, there is no matatu that will take 20 bob. It's 30 bob. So you find now the company has taken 20, it has taken the 25%.
No, it's
and
20
also,
in Kenya right now. Bolt is taking 22%.
yes, it has taken the 25% and the 22% cut. That is the one that is like you have to give it. Like that one is compulsory.
Of the one you pay, let's assume you paid 155 shillings. Out of that, they'll get 22%.
Yes,
Then-
and you have a discount.
But what happens is they pay the drivers, or they're supposed to pay the drivers the 25% discount that they offer you as the rider. The company is supposed to reimburse the driver.
But they don't, because
They
most
rarely
of,
do.
yes, they don't, because most of the time when you get into an Uber, you tell them I have a discount. They even tell you cancel cancel. Instead of that, just cancel. We go offline because now I'm going to give the 25% discount, and after that they are going to take the 22%. Imagine, what am I remaining with? It's better to go offline. And if you trust this person, sometimes I keep on telling people it's better to cancel for them if you feel like you can trust this person, because they are also trying to evade and get home with something. You know, they have children, they have families. Now I'm feeling for them, because right now it means they are not at work.
There's no bread.
Yeah, there's no bread. And this is why I'm feeling so sad for them. It's so bad, because now where are their families going to eat? Where are their hawataenda kwa Ruto. Watoto wao watafukuzwa shule. Who will pay school fee for them?
But we have to also have to agree that the fact that NTSA is doing this because Bolt has been violating or oppressing the drivers. So that's why personally I said, if they are going to do this, especially in a shorter time, because wakona date 17 iko mbali, kama that is the deadline of the
expires in 17 days.
Exactly. So I believe if this is going to benefit the drivers, actually, if the NTSA is going to ensure drivers what a benefit, it's a good thing. The problem is gonna be if they do this, then ikifika the date, drivers tena wakwesa affected. Because right now I don't think they're yet affected.
The reason I said this was sad was because if you have a rat in your house, you don't burn the house.
You kill the rat.
You kill the rat. If a system is not working, you don't destroy the system.
Change.
You find a way to fix it. And Bolt employs 50,000 drivers in Kenya. 50,000 drivers depend on Bolt in Kenya. And there have been complaints in the matatu industry. Did we cancel the matatu industry?
No.
Did we ban Super Metro? No, we found ways to fix it. So I feel like the government has the power to make statutory, to make rules, to say it just requires a release from Murkomen. Something like no organization will be allowed to deduct more than 10% from drivers, you know. That statement is enough, you know. So we really don't need to have 50,000 drivers, 50,000 families unemployed just because a certain company is
not working.
It's not working for them. And this is the case. It's sad to me. I don't think terminating their license is enough, because there are so many drivers. Okay, they were being oppressed and they were going home with 300, but now they don't even have that 300. So why don't we find a way to fix it as they work? Why don't Murkomen sit down with Bolt officials and find a solution to
Bolt doesn't have an office.
They don't.
They must be. I mean,
no.
Ruto had the CEO of TikTok come to Kenya.
No problem.
They had that.
No, listen.
If he wants,
the tactic Bolt used
but
this.
they have an international office.
The tactic Bolt used is this. There is nowhere that a driver or rider can physically go to go complain. They have no physical location.
In Kenya?
Yes. And if you complain about fares and all that, what they do is ban you from the app for a few weeks or months. I was told.
So that's where the government should come in, the Ministry of Transport.
Yes.
The Ministry of Transport should find a way,
they have an office.
Solution.
Yes,
Where?
ride-hailing Farm Bolt has launched its African hub in
Yeah,
Nairobi.
let them sit down.
Joining it is the Estonian-based company has opened its Africa head office in Riverside Drive, which will host top managers overseeing operations in the region.
When was that?
Top managers in the region.
2022.
They must be having
Riverside.
They must be having
Riverside.
Najua Riverside.
You know,
Come on.
and
Mi naishi Riverside.
Yeah, I mean.
Sijaona Bolt.
listen. And this is the key thing to look for in there. Top management, key management. This is regional supervisor, East Africa. Okay, this is not somebody who cares
About Kenyans.
about you. What do you mean?
But
I
if
still
the government
agree
if the
with
government
Tubonge.
is strict enough, you know, Bolt might be ignorant, might be, what do I call it?
So it's an Estonian company.
They might be
Yeah,
they might even be having ego, you know. but they are gonna lose a lot of money from the Kenyan market, and that will affect their business.
Say the Nairobi market.
From the Nairobi market.
Yeah, hakuna Bolt Muranga.
Yeah, so and the government has the jurisdiction to come up with something like
For us.
so let Murkomen
Cook.
stop sleeping, let him cook, let him have a meeting with these people, let the drivers go back to work, because it's not helping the drivers, and Bolt is not helping the drivers either, because it's oppressing them. So let's find a truce.
Middle ground.
Yeah, middle ground.
But there
Let's
was this
fix the system.
There was this other taxi hailing app that had come out that was where you could negotiate
In driver.
It still
in
works.
driver. There is the new
I
one
don't
for
know
us.
how to use it.
Still works.
For us is available. You can. I feel like if Bolt, first of all, Estonian. Who uses Estonian technology? Where is Estonia, by the way? Eastern Europe, right? Damn.
Sounds like you. Then you find a
Shmani was just about to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with Dimore. For what I do agree on is if it is not a Kenyan company, and of course they're making money with the Kenyan market, I do believe we have a financial benefit to them if the government or whoever is in charge can come and negotiate with them. And if they can't negotiate, we can come up with our own. It's so easy for us to come up with our own that will actually favor the Kenyan market or the Kenyan drivers, and we don't have to depend. And I feel this is the best way, because it's going to be a basically Kenyan, Kenyan branch or Kenyan office or Kenyan Bolt, unajua something of the name. So I do believe if we decide to come, because tuko na Uber Chap
We
Chap,
actually have Kenyan taxi hailing companies like Wasili.
Wasili does not operate in Nairobi
It
though.
operates in Nakuru.
Yeah, but it's
Eldoret.
a Kenyan one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Kenyan, but this is also another market. We can promote our
Wasili,
own.
we can promote
Exactly,
Wasili,
we can
true.
promote our own,
For us.
of our own.
Yes.
For us is Kenyan.
Yes, farasi is farasi is very
Yeah.
Kenyan.
Yeah.
Unapanda farasi yako inakupeleka nyumbani.
Ndovu ni cool. So we can actually promote our own companies, and because I do agree that if Bolt is not going to come into an agreement
With the
government, we can actually, they can fuck off, and we can actually create our own or market our own companies that we have here, and people actually underrate them. Unajua mtu akiona hiyo aone sijui Uber sijui what hizi zimekuja, they are new ones, sijui Mock sijui York, I don't know, they have weird names. People would not even go for those ones,
Go for Bolt.
they go for Bolt and Uber just because Bolt is not Kenyan, and these are the most insecure companies. And York sijui Mock, I don't know.
Nashangaa mtu kama launch taxi hailing app bwana. I was about to give the homie props.
People have a lot of companies, that are Kenyan based.
Yeah.
So I do believe we can actually promote our own. Africans and Kenyans, we don't like to promote our own shit. We actually, find it easier to promote others just in the name of not being Kenyan.
Ni Amazon.
Very quality, ni awazungu, unajua. And when you hear about Shmani's car or Shmani's taxi, you can't take that because Shmani is Kenyan. It doesn't actually. And when we look at Bolt, it's one of the most insecure. How many people have been raped?
Hey.
How many people have been killed?
Hey.
And why is it that
Harassed.
harassed? Why is it that you're not concentrating on the license? Let's talk about the security first.
Yeah.
Have you considered the security of Kenyans first and foremost?
In
You
this
haven't.
in this
app,
app.
exactly. The only thing you know to revoke is their license. But let us look at the security of Kenyans.
That is something I was thinking about a few days ago. So nilikuwa kwa hizi Bolt boda. And hiyo Bolt ilifika. I knew it was this guy.
Called
Ubabaridi. So I didn't even talk to him. Mimi nimepanda. And I'm like, wait, imagine hii kitu. I don't know this person.
Yeah.
Okay? Niko nyuma ya nduthi hapa hivi, we are doing about 100 kilometers per hour. Msaka amua tucheki, naenda kukunyongea huko.
Yeah, I think that.
Unaenda unanyongewa huko, hakuna mtu anajua ulikuwa na nani. I'm like,
They do that.
Now imagine if I'm a guy thinking of such things. How
What
do
about a
women?
woman?
And you know, but I'll partly blame Kenyans for that. And
Nyongo.
the Bolt for that. you know, do you know people sell Bolt apps? Like unaweza buy, you don't have to have, kama wewe ni dereva unataka kubuy cooperate Bolt. You don't even have to have a license, like they sell them. Like hiyo app ya dereva ya kuita. Like Kenyans are so corrupt that they sell that. So unaweza pata mtu amekuja kuchukua ni John Kamau and he's nowhere near that.
Nani dem.
And at a license, they sell those apps. If you want them, you
Even
can get
the
them.
number plates
You can get a driver's app anytime you want. So that makes it hard for these companies to even trace who. Wewe unaenda kureport, wanaangalia wanaona ulikuwa umebebwa na John Kamau na ulibiwa na dem.
Yeah. You know, so sometimes it's not also Kenyans, but sometimes we can partly blame them. But
Yeah, we are
also,
corrupt too.
let us talk about these ones that actually rape people. These ones that actually steal from women. Unapata unatoka club and drag people, unajua. And then utakuwa na nini? Utakuwa na evidence because
And most of those who do that, I can assure you, they don't use their real accounts.
So
because if I am using my real account, then I'll fear because it's easy to trace. Nilioda Bolt kwa nani.
You see, during Corona, a friend of mine was coming from the US. And then when alifika airport, you know, at that time it was mandatory ukuwe na mask, right? So he just tossed his mask because you know umetoka, and then he was like, man, I don't have a mask. So udere mwenye ako kwa taxis, you know the taxi, the yellow ones that are usually at the airport. So this guy tells, here's a mask, right? So he puts on the mask, and that is the last thing he remembers. So what they do is they drag the mask, and then ukishaeka, you're basically inhaling. They robbed him. I don't know how they got his M-Pesa. They took everything.
I don't know how they
Maybe
do it,
they
but they
talk
know
to
to
him.
talk to you.
They,
Not just
the medicine, they use a certain drug. It's called the devil's breath.
Okay.
And it's called that. It's from Colombia. There's a certain drug that
suggestive.
I'm gonna get the scientific name, the exact scientific name. It doesn't knock you out, but it makes you can
Open
give
to suggestions.
information voluntary.
Yeah.
Like naweza kuja kwako na wewe na tuibe na wewe.
Cheki, sinijenge ile fridge yako pale. Ibend hivi utaiangusha. Haika kwa pick up.
anakusaidia kuweka.
But
This is how people get robbed their phones in
Yeah.
Nairobi.
So devil's breath, its scientific name is copolamine.
okay.
Yeah, it's
I've seen one of the Gideri media people do a piece on that name. There was a news.
It actually zombifies you.
What?
Yeah, you can give away. Hata wanakuibia alafu na wakumbusha. Hata niko na do M-Pesa man. Like you literally remind them you have money in your M-Pesa and you give them the PIN and everything. And people say it's witchcraft, but
wale
it's not.
madem wenye ukuwekea mchele,
Mapinji.
they also use
Wavukuru kwa
that.
njenga.
Unashangaa umetoa ATM aje.
Umewapea the
Na
PIN.
pin ya ATM, you know, and you washed everything. It's
They use
crazy.
copolamine.
But I see kid is saying, damn, it's from poor Estonia. What the fuck? What the F? You African have no excuse not to build your own. And
True.
also he's saying Estonia is one of the poorest countries in Europe and the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
literally. And na tunaishi about.
a few years back, Estonians were dying from hunger, boy. Okay?
And now they run Bolt.
Bolt.
You can imagine.
Come on.
It's not that we haven't created. We have
No.
our own companies.
So,
it's only that we don't appreciate them
From
much.
somebody that understands tech a bit. So easy to make a taxi hailing app, because you know why? So in layman's terms, basically need to link Google Maps, okay, and allow your driver to see the streets, right? And then link a way for you to be able to reach the driver and the driver to accept or deny your request. It's such a simple piece of tech to create. I don't
Something.
understand why we are actually
Sounds easy.
Yeah,
Very
something,
easy.
something you can make with Microsoft
I
Word.
know.
Man, it's so easy. Wallah. Look, I actually thought like Bolt was a Safaricom product. I was actually so happy about that. But I think Safaricom has some shares in
But
Bolt.
Uber is
Uber is American.
It's American.
Yeah.
And easy chap chap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they just it's just a
It's
name
Uber.
to customize it
Branding.
How do you
the
buy
local
it?
market.
Unaonanga
Adi
huku-
Glovo.
Eh,
Oh my god.
Glovo, yeah, Glovo I think is European.
All of them.
Yeah. Hata Jumia is not Kenyan.
I know. But
Vitu
why
zetu Kenya
why
ni
are
vitu
we not
zetu ni
appreciating?
Wasili na Karen Nyamu.
Yeah.
Hata Olexi yetu.
Alex was not
No,
ours.
it was Nigerian.
It was Nigerian.
Yeah.
Even Gigi's Nigerian.
Gigi is
For
Nigeria.
real.
Yeah.
I love Gigi.
Kulikuanga na ingine ya magari ilikuwa imetokea ya Kenya. Yeah, Gigi is not Kenyan.
Gigi's Nigerian,
Wow. Wow.
I like how shocked you all are. Look,
Surprise.
what brand we have in Kenya maybe?
there was this
Kilimall.
company.
Kilimall is not Kenyan.
I think it was bought off. Actually, I don't even think it's Kenyan. Look at the
But
who owns
Gigi might be
Kilimall.
Kenyan with a branch in Nigeria. I don't know.
No.
Or Nigerian with a branch in Kenya because Gigi is a Swahili name.
Young Tao. Kilimall. Young Tao.
Hiyo yani nini
The
kama?
founder of Kilimall
about
is the man behind innovative online retail that is taking the storm of Africa.
The Amazon.
Tao saw the
Amazon
potential.
what about
He's
Gigi?
a Chinese man.
Yeah.
Nigerian.
Gigi's
Yeah,
Nigerian.
Nigerian.
I told
They
you.
just adopted an Swahili
Guy.
name maybe because they wanted to
Kilimall is
penetrate the
Chinese.
East African market.
Deeply.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they did.
Very deeply. But
What do we have?
We
What
have
do we
Kilimall,
have?
Kilimall is gone. Gigi is gone.
I love it.
Jumia
Don't
is
even
gone.
talk about Jumia. Don't.
What? Jumia is listed
And
on the New York
Taxify?
Stock
Is it
Exchange.
Kenya? Never heard of Taxify anyway.
Taxify iko kuna delight cabs. Nilikuwa naambia ziko majina.
Kuna
Na
in
Dream Cab
driver.
Services
In Kenya we
Limited.
have in driver.
Look who owns in
Yeah,
driver.
in driver pia mbona
Look at who owns
in
in
driver.
driver.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Look, they will branding always.
Yeah, trying to penetrate the market.
Little cabs.
Look who owns it.
St. Tom's.
The only thing I'm sure is, and maybe even Wasili is not Kenyan, probably. I don't know.
Let's see, because it might have been created by a Kenyan but was bought
Oh
off.
my god, in driver is a Russian company.
Shout out to Putin. He put it into
Little
Kenya.
cabs is Kenyan.
Is it?
It's owned by.
It's a
Yeah.
fully owned taxi hailing technology of Craft Silicon, a Kenyan company based in
Wasili too.
Westlands.
Wasili
So-
is owned by Mark
Nairobi.
Jaggi.
Wasili is
Team
owned by.
Kamanga.
Mark Jaggi.
You say that one is owned by?
A Kenyan company.
Called.
Craft Silicon Limited.
Look at who owns Craft Silicon Limited.
Yeah. But it's based in Westlands.
It's okay.
I wanted to
Even
say-
Microsoft is based in
I wanted to
Westlands.
say we own my Dawa and I was shocked.
Aye.
Hey!
I had Dawa. Dawa is
Hey!
Swahili.
Brother, that one is
It's owned by Tony Wood.
Bill Gates.
actually it's owned by
The Wood man.
Bill Gates just have interest in it, I guess.
No,
But-
interest.
Ama Tom Wood is just a proxy for
yeah,
Bill Gates.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Bill Gates owns my Dow.
He funds.
Oh. So what business
Has
can I
been-
start that Bill Gates can fund as
Guy,
well?
this is an Indian one.
Ghana?
Cabs.
Yes.
Kamal Mudabati.
I told you. Oh, when you go,
Who
when
do
you,
we have as a country then?
Ideas.
Wasili.
Wasili.
You have
Yeah.
Wasili. M-Pesa was Kenyan.
Oh, they
Was.
know.
Yeah, was Kenyan.
but Safaricom isn't even a Kenyan company. Do you know that?
But majority of the shares are by the Kenyan government.
Well,
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
sure that
tulifanya
it's
hiyo
owned.
research.
Majority shareholder is the government of Kenya.
yeah, of course. They
Sometimes
had-
I don't trust them. They just say some
No, it's true.
things to
It's
cover
true.
up.
same as Telcom. That's why they're selling it.
It's just like the way
Mondo
KPLC.
Mondo
K-
ride.
KPLC, the biggest shareholder in Dende.
Telcom, who bought Telcom, Airtel?
That's a proxy.
Just for-
Telcom is being sold.
If you know, you know.
It's been sold, Ama was sold.
It's being sold.
Being
by-
sold again.
It was sold.
Yes.
From Airtel.
Yeah.
Now they are selling me.
Lakini,
Please.
They are
Telcom sold to
privatizing.
Airtel.
Let me break it down for you. So
It
was you.
no, there was you and there was Orange.
Yeah.
Orange
Became
was a
Airtel.
subsidiary of Telcom Kenya. Okay, Telcom Kenya before launching Orange was basically operating my landlines za Kenya. So what happens is, in comes the mobile phone. Telcom Kenya switches to providing data for companies.
Yeah.
Okay, then figures we can get into the game as well.
Yeah.
Launches Orange, whatever, with some French people.
Yeah.
The French people do them the thing. The government buys the debt, blah 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 blah, and then they go like, for us to gain a larger market share,
Yeah.
we're going to buy you.
You.
Okay,
Which didn't
they
work.
buy you. Okay, and then they are like, now we have a larger market share. We will start selling data cheaply. That's why you saw them giving these offers of how many GBs for 5 shillings. Blah blah blah. They were trying to pivot their market to selling data to people directly. Ikuwe ati line yako ya Orange ndio natumianga for data. That was their game plan. But Safaricom is too deeply embedded into the Kenyan people. And when that didn't work, the government went like, we've tried. Tumejaribu na nyinyi. Tunawauza sasa. So we are waiting to see the outcome.
Do you know Jeng? Jeng is saying
The lack of facts in this life is alarming. This is Tubonge. We educate each other, you know.
Jeng, do you know Jeng? Jeng, I know you from somewhere. Jeng was the one who came here to argue with us about electrical cars.
Oh.
Yes, he's
Ah,
that
man.
guy.
Tulikukata.
Tulikukata.
Usisikie.
Usitupe rumors.
Yeah, so we were
Request, come give us your facts.
just ignore
Lakini
him.
usitry kutuadvise.
Don't give him here.
So
So
sister mute.
Hatuna time.
we were looking at
Masaa
some
7
of the
minutes.
companies that we have and who owns them. And what we've realized is that of the companies we mentioned, only one is owned by a Kenyan. And the funny thing is, most of these companies we can make for ourselves.
Of course.
Something like Uber.
Of course, you can.
See, we are for us.
This is where let's check that out. Who owns Faras? Okay, let's check it out.
That
Someone like
doesn't
Tim,
look
you
like-
know Tim Jaggi who owns Mark Jaggi who owns Wasili. I mean, how hard is it for us to
No, look.
Promote.
Do you know why Wasili is not available? And this is something I
there
love
must
about
be
Wasili.
restrictions there.
No, he cannot penetrate major cities.
Why?
The amount of marketing you need for you to beat Bolt and Uber is crazy.
Then let's get away with the Bolt and then we promote Wasili because of the marketing. You know, if Bolt is not gonna be there, people are going to be forced to register with Wasili.
The problem with
That's
that is
it.
Kenya is a free market.
And the thing is,
But if
he-
Bolt is not gonna work in Kenya, then
so
we
this
can,
is-
we are actually limited, and now we can promote our own.
True.
It's just
We do
because
not-
Bolt imekuwa exaggerated and it has been
we
marketed
do not
properly.
have enough venture capitalist firms or the venture capitalist firms that exist in Kenya are not willing to back a company to that extent.
But
Yeah,
They
Kamlesh-
only
And,
do that. They only do that when some white people come attached to you.
And DJ Flani is right. Wasili is owned by a Kenyan. That's one of the Kenyan brands that we have. It's
Mhm.
owned by some people from Nakuru. So it's
Mhm.
actually a good platform.
Yeah.
And he goes like, guys, if I start my company, will you support a brother? Of
Yes,
course,
of course.
of course.
When are you starting?
Mhm.
Call it Flani. Flani.
And then Sam Thuku says everything is about in business is about marketing and airtime and airtime. The local media give in the airtime the local media gives you.
Yeah, true.
True.
Kamlesh. It's, if you're talking about marketing it, and
Can
let
you
me-
afford to do Citizen Prime Time?
Listen, what I'm trying to say, because you're talking about marketing, ni haijajulikana, people people don't know about it, so people are not gonna use it. That's why it's majorly in Nakuru, it's not in the city, because bado watu wa Nakuru wanaicheki. But imagine Bolt is the most known, right? And it doesn't exist anymore. So we are limited.
So Shmani, let me get this straight.
Yeah.
So you are saying, I'm not criticizing it, I'm just asking. So we kill Bolt and Uber so that we can nurture our city.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm trying to say if Bolt doesn't exist, because I just want a license. And
No, 17 days more.
Yeah.
17 days, but from 17.
Maybe they'll have resolved it.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a brown envelope economy.
Yeah, but if the government really wants to do something and we want to promote our own market, I do believe with the if it is not existing anymore, we can have our own market. And people, because drivers are the ones that are supposed to register with the company, right? Kama uko na Uber na it's not working anymore, una register na Wasili, and that's how it moves, and you just market it. That's it. It's easy rather than still going to. I don't believe it enough marketing unless tuseme magari, lakini pia magari ni zako, bro.
Thank you, DJ Flani.
Yeah.
Thank you.
DJ Flani is out here.
Uber yako.
Yeah, bana. Tutarudisha hiyo kwa hiyo. Flani cabs.
I don't think you even have to own a car to have a cab.
Huh? No, you can hire. It's 1,200 a day.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying you
And hire
don't
an
need
app.
to own.
Buy an app.
You don't need to own a car for you to run an app.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
1,200 a
But I
day.
love how Kenyans are creative. You know, you find a driver that operates on all of them. Akona Uber, Wasili.
Hii na
Hapa Faras kwa hivi na Masini. Request Faras anakam. Bro, silinibeba na Uber jana.
Yeah, it's just hustling. It's a hustling.
Beshamani.
Sam Kuku is asking, does our government embrace local investors? No, it doesn't, but now you have to push it to embrace you. It's not the government, I think it's the
It
people.
embraces
The
people.
only thing the Kenyan government embraces is taxing
Yes,
the
where
public.
they yes.
Okay.
They don't embrace local
Investors,
investors,
yeah.
but the government, actually the government is not the one that is no, it doesn't. The people are the ones supporting your work, your investment. We are the ones.
There
We
was
are the
something
ones bringing.
There was something KCB used to have, and I don't know what happened to it. It was called the Lions Day. Do you remember the Lions Day?
Yeah.
I wish we could have more of that. You know,
That was a show.
Yeah, that was
Listen.
it wasn't a show. It was a reality show.
Yes, but listen.
Like
you
people-
you can do, and this is something I've been championing for.
Why don't the
for
government start such things? Like people can
It is
come.
not the government.
teach.
Listen. It is
ideas.
not the government to do it. Let me tell you why you have very selfish institutions in this country. How many insurance companies do you know?
A lot. We met one
Jubilee.
today called Jubilee.
Jubilee is an
Jubilee
old
is
one.
an old one.
We met
That is
one
a
today
very
called
big
the
company.
Yeah, it's big company.
Britam,
Madison,
there's ICA
Old
Lion,
Mutual,
Old Mutual.
ICA.
All these
Lions
companies,
Den.
all these companies,
Lions
all these companies sit on large sums of money
Money, yeah.
that they collect as premiums.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many big banks do you know? Several. KCB, Equity.
Equity.
National. and-
You know,
Bank.
But
So,
nowadays your
what
money is
happens-
not
Sipava.
safe in Equity Bank.
Indian Bank.
What happens is in countries where they built institutions that work for them, you have these institutions come together and create what we call venture capitalist firms, where they pull money together and they go like, we are investing in these types of businesses, so that as these businesses grow, they have shares in it, they're making more money
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
But what you have is, ICA Lion doesn't have a venture capitalist fund for it to invest its money with. Every Kenyan business just builds apartments.
Yeah.
You know, they don't build businesses. Because if Wasili has already proven there's a market.
Why don't
There.
we see investors
Why
investing
don't
in it?
Equity, mbona Equity sikuje iseme we are going to invest 2 billion in Wasili to make it national? Why don't we see all these?
It's for the same reason that we had a company in Nakuru called Everready.
Paka Power?
Paka Power, Shika Paka Power. We killed it
Yep.
and nurtured some Chinese company called, I can't remember the name.
Tiger.
Tiger. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. We hate
Duracell.
We hate Kenyan.
That is true.
Kenyan. We hate
That is true. And as we talk about hating Kenyan, we go back to the Kipchoge saga. No, he has not. You know, he's Kipchogeing his way out of this congratulations message, running away. So,
As we wind up.
as we wind up, Kelvin Kiptum will receive 22. This is the record breaker.
Yeah.
He will receive 22.3 million after breaking Eliud Kipchoge's world record at the Chicago Marathon, with an extra 5 million from the government of Kenya. What are your opinions on that?
On receiving?
5 million from the government of Kenya. After being paid 22 million, you know, at least match it, one. Ruto. How many eggs do you have to sell? He said he makes 2 million a day from selling eggs,
Wow.
right? So really we keep,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. He said that this is like just 3 weeks, 3 weeks of selling eggs. You give this man and you're back on top. You get, come on, match it.
But I think Kenya supports athletes.
Mhm.
It does. They can't complain a lot because you are telling me on the sports arena show how the government has invested in training facilities in Iten
Mhm.
and a lot of other things.
Mhm.
So they can't complain much on that.
That is true,
Yeah,
but
that's
come
true.
on, look, all they should match the at least to encourage athletes. One, unaenda pale, we want.
And they should get more because
Yes,
if they are using 900
But you know-
million for the national dialogue,
one.
I saw Kenyans, we have a problem of doping. That is why we are
but
not.
No,
we don't.
listen,
Uh,
that is. Every time you've ever seen a Kenyan being accused of doping, they have a white manager. Yeah.
Propaganda. Most of it is propaganda.
And it is a way to tarnish Kenya's name in the international athletic circuit. Because we win everything. And now we have Omanyala threatening their short distance legacy. Come on.
And Kiptum actually going for Kipchoge's record.
2 hours 35 seconds. If
35
this man,
seconds.
yes,
Beats 35 seconds, it's done for.
if this man had just killed himself for 2 minutes more, just two, like ran way harder for 2 minutes more, he would have hit 158. Okay.
The athletes wanakula velo.
Ah, man.
hiyo
I can see
imetumalizia
Kid is
show.
saying you don't make shit.
He says you don't have research and development in Africa, so having investment capital firms wouldn't work. That is true, because you know that is what research and development, that is what Kenyan universities are supposed to be doing. Like, especially in the STEM field, okay? If you look at MIT, you hear technology comes out of MIT.
Yeah.
UCLA.
Things
These-
we should be investing in more is things like we used to have the science congress.
You know.
That's something that should be
I
invested
remember
in.
making soap for science
I made a
congress.
car that never crashed, like it would sense objects. But
I
nilikuwa
made-
natengeneza ndo nikakule mkate but it was a
Na
major
soda,
project.
bwana.
I remember I made a combined fire detector and a fire extinguisher.
On. Look.
Look at
if-
her now. Where did you and Yana kulaga velo? That whole engineer.
Imagine
Tumesema ni athletes wewe.
imagine if Katie had her project pushed
Yeah.
to out for the public. Kibera ingekuwa kuzima moto ni one time. Gikomba ingekuwa inachomekanga. Detect the fire, put it out automatically. You know, but wapi? Tuko tu mavelo.
Ketingisha. Anyways, as we come to the end,
Yeah.
Thank you for being with us on today's episode. I
Yeah.
hope you have enjoyed. Thank you, DJ Flani, for the amazing gifts. Thank you, Kid, for the sentiments. Sam Duku. Oh my God, I don't know why Kate Duku came into my mind, but Sam Duku, asante sana, and to everybody who has been there with us. DJ Flani, bado tunaku appreciate sana, and
Sana,
to everybody who has been there with us. Also to all those who have been listening to us via the radio, our silent listeners. Much love. Hope to see you tomorrow early in the morning.
Joe Mosquito is in the building. He says Jumbo.
Jumbo.
And till next Wednesday, this has been Tubonge on the Black Hawk Fire Network with the best panel in the business and the silver tooth man. So till next Wednesday,
Thank you so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Much love, family.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Ni more cheka waone